I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com and welcome to episode 5 of 6 of my 2019 Countdown to Halloween series. Today I have this gorgeous twist top hexagonal box. Just opens out like that, and you can put lots of sweets inside. And I've stamped on it to make my own designer series paper, and then you just fold this one to the back all the time, and it creates this gorgeous closure. The stamp set I'm using is Wonderfully Wicked, and there is a die to coordinate with it, and bought as a bundle you'd save 10%. You'll find it on page 55 in the Autumn Winter catalogue, and it's this bundle here. The bundle price is here. The box base is in pumpkin pie. It's 10.5 inches by 6 3/8 inches. In metric, that's 26.7 by 16.1 centimetres. The other materials you need are Memento black ink, Versamark, some clear embossing powder, a heat tool, and some black cardstock scrap. So what I did with the black cardstock, because I wanted the shiny lettering and some shiny spiders, was to emboss the whole piece of black cardstock. So I covered it all with Versamark ink, and then used the clear embossing powder over it, and then heat embossed it to give it this shiny surface. 2¼ inch circle punch and some scrap of pumpkin pie. With the long side at the top, you score at 1.5 inches, 3 inches, 4.5, 6, 7.5, and 9. In metric, that's 3.8, 7.6, 11.4, 15.2, 19.1 and 22.9 centimetres. Then rotate your cardstock 90 degrees and you score at 1 5/8 inches and at 4 inches. So in metric, that's 4.1 and 10.2 centimetres. With the long tabs at the top and the short tabs at the bottom, the last square on the right you want to cut away. So I'm just going to angle that cut and cut that away. And then you want to cut straight up to that first score line here, all the way along to create your bottom tabs. On this last panel here, you want to cut straight up to that first score line on here. Leave about 1/2 inch there. And then angle that wedge. And that's your tab. So for these ones, in order to create this sort of closure, you need to cut diagonally. The long tabs is facing you and your cut edges are at the top. So you need to cut diagonally from this corner up to that corner. Okay, so I'm going to do mine by eye with a long pair of scissors, and I'm aiming for the corners on these sections here. So I'm just cutting a diagonal. Now if you're not confident enough and you want to use a ruler, then use a ruler and pencil and draw a line very lightly from corner to corner, from this corner here to this corner here. And then you can cut it with a small pair of scissors, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to wing it with my scissors. So obviously if you're going to do it by pencil, you need to do it for all the rectangles here. I'm going to rub this off now, and I'm just going to speed the camera up. So that's what your cardstock should look like now. So I'm going to burnish these lines. So basically you've cut away these two triangular pieces on the end and this one to create your tab. Now you want your tab on your left, and now you're going to fold these. We'll start with this one here. You want to fold these back on the score line so that they create a V shape here. Okay. Now for a bit of stamping. Now I want all my spiders at the top, so I'm just going to stamp some spiders in different positions. Then stamp the web. More spiders. And for the bottom, I'm going to alternate it. Set that aside. I'm going to do some die cutting now. And you need a magnetic platform, your base cutting plate, the embossed cardstock, words. If I do that, and then I can cut some little spiders as well. So I'll go and do that off camera. I'll need 3 spiders. Right, I've die cut my pieces, so it's better to adhere this while it's still flat before it's assembled. I did stick a piece of adhesive sheet on the back so it would make it easier for me to glue this on. I'm going to try not to stretch the letters and let it fall naturally, and try not to have it in a crease. Well, inevitably there will be part of a letter on the crease. There we go. I'll take the backing paper off these as well. Next step is we've done our stamping, so we want to fold those all back. And I'm going to just use that as my guide and put some adhesive in a sort of just underneath here. And I'm using wet glue and apply it away from the edges, so if it squelches out it won't show. So bring my bone folder and make sure it's creased and glued down properly. Let it bond. Now we can adhere these sides together. So fold this back and fold it in from the 3rd score line. And there you have it. So now this is the front. So let's pop all those back so that we can stand it up on its end. Now this is the front, that's where the words are. So we want these 3 facing you to fold back, and we fold opposite ones to each other. I think I'll do that one last. So let's start with the one on the left, so the opposite one to that is that one. So you want a bit of adhesive on the end here and a bit of adhesive on the end there. So hold that together and just keep those lines straight and you should be fine. Oh, we want some on here. Take the circles that you punched out and apply adhesive on the back and pop it into your box, and that will make it a much sturdier base, and one on the bottom as well. You use your bone folder, make sure that the circle has been adhered down properly. I've done something wrong there, look, all my spiders are going in that direction. No worries, we can stamp some more. And now you can assemble it. So take two and have one behind the other, like so, and then you tuck all the rest behind. And this one, the last one, is always a bit tricky. So it's quite bendy, so tuck that in as well. So there's the twist top box, hexagonal box, completed. I've made lots of these before, but using different papers and things. I haven't got any Halloween sweets yet to put inside because it's August and they're not quite in the shops yet. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this project. Pop back for the final episode next week. Thanks for joining me today. All the links are below this video in the Show More section to the products in my online store. And you can also find me on my blog, Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thanks for watching. Bye.